Hey, Natalie. My son's coming home for Christmas this year, isn't he? I know he's working overseas, but they still get Christmas holidays over there, don't they? Tell him I'd really like him to stop by and visit his family before he heads back overseas this time.
Hi, Andrea. About that. My husband said they're really busy right now, and it doesn't look like it's going to slow down. He's probably not going to be coming back for Christmas this year. Sorry. The project is going to be finished next year, so he should be back for good sometime in the spring.
If he's not coming back for Christmas, it's probably because he just doesn't want to. Maybe he's had enough of his wife, huh? I kind of blame him, especially after seeing how beautiful his little brother's wife is compared to you. I thought maybe he married you for your cooking, but after eating at your place a few times, I know that's not the case.
Oh,
I almost forgot. Make sure you're free next Sunday.
next Sunday? What's going on?
Our whole family is going out for lunch. It's going to be my treat. If you're free, you should come. You're always eating by yourself now that my son's overseas. I've made reservations at an expensive French restaurant. Everyone's looking forward to it.
Really? You want me to come?
Of course. Why are you acting so surprised?
Well, it's just, you've never invited me to any family get-togethers without Jonah being there too.
Don't say things like that. I consider you part of the family. You make it sound like I alienate you or something. Natalie, your mom was a single parent, right?
Yeah. What's that got to do with anything?
Well, I know you didn't have much money growing up, so you probably never ate any really good food. And I know you're not good at cooking. I just want to give you a chance to have some real food for once in your life. You know, to show you what food should really taste like. At this place, a 3-course meal is $120 a person. Have you ever even eaten duck before? How does that sound? Sounds great, doesn't it?
Thanks for thinking about me, I guess. But Jonah has never complained about my cooking before.
Natalie, think about what you're saying. Even if he wanted to tell you it was bad, he wouldn't. You're not too smart, are you?
I suppose that's possible.
So, anyway, that's what's happening. Don't be late on Sunday. The reservation is for 1 p.m. I'll send you the restaurant's address later.
Okay, thanks. I'm looking forward to it. Hi, Andre. I'll be at the restaurant in a few minutes.
You're coming? Everyone's already sitting down waiting for the food to come out. We're all here.
I thought you said the reservation was for 1 p.m. I've still got 20 minutes, don't I? Everyone's there already?
Of course. This is fine dining. Who could wait? It's only natural that we'd all come an hour early.
An hour early? Can you even do that with a reservation for a specific time? Whatever. Anyway, I'll get there as fast as I can. I'm only like 5 or 10 minutes away.
No. Don't bother. There's no more room at our table anyway.
Sorry. I don't know what you mean. What are you talking about?
This is a place for fine dining. It's not a place a person like you should be at. Even if someone as poor as you ate here, your tongue wouldn't be able to comprehend the taste. Having you eat this kind of food would just be a waste of money.
Pardon? Then why did you invite me?
Invite you? All I told you was that I was going out to eat with my family. You must have been mistaken if you thought I invited you.
No, I'm pretty sure you invited me. You sent me the address of the restaurant, and you told me to make sure I was available on Sunday.
Even if I said that, I definitely didn't say that I had reserved a seat for you.
What is going on here?
You're really annoying, aren't you? Look, I don't care if you misunderstood. The fact of the matter is, I didn't reserve a seat for you. There's no room at our table, so just turn around and go home. I'm trying to enjoy this time with my family and you keep interrupting me. Why don't you just go home and make yourself some instant ramen for lunch? We'll be over here enjoying our duck, or should I say canard à l'orange.
You're right.
So, are you at home yet? You must be pretty tired from all the running around, huh? It's over 45 minutes from your house to the restaurant, and that much to get back home, too. I'd apologize to you, but it's your own fault if you misunderstood.
If you say so. So what?
What are you doing right now?
I was just about to eat lunch.
So, what's for lunch today? Instant ramen? McCheese? Tell me.
Why do I need to tell you?
I just want to know. You thought you were going to be having fine French dining. So, I'm just curious what you're having instead.
Well, I think it'd be best if you didn't know.
Is it really that bad? Worse than McCheese? Come on! Now I've gotta know. Tell me.
Well, let's see. Quite a few different things, actually. Sautéed oysters with wine and herbs to start, shrimp carpaccio, Alaskan red king crab legs.
Oysters, shrimp, Alaskan red king crab. Legs? That's not even a believable lie. That's not funny.
I'm not lying. Do you want me to send you a picture?
Where the heck are you right now?
Do you really want to know? I'm at my uncle's restaurant.
Your uncle's?
I had come all this way, so when you said I couldn't eat with you, I called him to see if he had any empty seats at his restaurant. He didn't. He never does. But he told me to come over anyway, and he'd make room for me. He said it was great timing that I called him when I did, because he had some cancellations the past couple of nights. So there was a bunch of extra food he wanted to use while it was still fresh. This restaurant has the best seafood in the whole city. It's the Coral Reef Oyster. Have you heard of it? It's Michelin-starred. If you know what that means.
The Coral Reef Oyster? In the city? That place is always full. You've got to book reservations for months in advance to get in there.
Yeah, that's right. My uncle owns the place. He used to be the head chef here until he bought the whole place.
How can someone that great be related to you? This is the first I've ever heard of this. I don't believe it. This is all just BS, isn't it? I just asked everyone at my table, and everyone here agrees with me. They're all laughing at your lies, saying it's not possible. Were you that embarrassed that you had to come up with such an elaborate lie?
I'm sure I mentioned it to you at least once. But you probably did what you always do when I tell you something. You completely ignore whatever I say, and then when I'm done talking, you just say, "That's nice, dear." If you don't believe me, how about I send you a picture of me and my uncle together? Just take a look at the restaurant's homepage. The owner's face is right there. If you don't believe me, look at his face and look at my uncle's face in the picture I send you. And on the homepage, you can see that the owner's last name is the same as my maiden name. Just look into it for yourself.
This is all just a big coincidence. I can't believe this.
My uncle's seafood is the best there is. People come from all over the country to eat here. Oh, he just said he'll make me some puffer fish. He's licensed to do that, by the way. You said you've always wanted to try it, didn't you? Anyway, so how's the food at that French restaurant?
Well, obviously it's delicious. I told you a 3-course meal here is $120 per person. We got the most expensive course the restaurant has. The duck was incredible.
I see. The food is really good here, too. I don't know how many different dishes my uncle is going to make for me. I don't think I can eat it all. Just the Alaskan red crab legs alone would cost $140 if my uncle wasn't treating me. I don't know what to have next. He said I can have the Maine lobster or the swordfish steak. They both sound amazing. Which one would you choose?
Just wait. Maine lobster on top of Alaskan red crab legs, and it's fresh. How much would all that be?
Actually, I just asked my uncle that same question when he offered it to me. He said, if I was a customer, my bill would probably be over $500. That's just a rough estimate. It might be a little more than that. My uncle can only serve the freshest food, so if something doesn't sell right away, he's got to do something with it. He's either got to take it home and eat it himself, give it to another chef, or cook it for me. I'm getting really full. I'm gonna have to tell him to stop making me things, but it's so delicious. I don't know if I can bring myself to stop.
He's wasting all that expensive food by giving it to a poor person. The flavor and taste are completely wasted on taste buds like yours. What a waste of food. Hey, are you listening to me?
Sorry, ate too much. I was just giving my body a few minutes to digest. Don't worry. I'll be fine in a few minutes. Then maybe I'll have room for these shrimp. Oh, I just read your messages. No, you're wrong. I've been eating food like this since I was a kid.
What? What are you talking about? How could a poor person have been eating food like that their whole life?
Well, my mom was a single parent, right? My mom was busy with work a lot, so my uncle would often take me with him. That was back when he was still learning to be a great chef. We'd go around to lots of different places. He'd order the expensive foods to try them, and he'd let me have some too. He taught me all about food, and when he was training as a chef, he'd make lots of different amazing meals for my mom and me. So I've been eating food like this since I was about 8 years old. But it's been a while since I've eaten this much of it. I need to come into the city more often.
Oh my God! I just showed everyone the pictures from the homepage. Now everyone's saying they'd rather have gone there. You've got to do something, and after it took me this much work to get a reservation at this place.
Why would you show everyone the pictures?
I just thought of something. Let's do this. It's not fair that you're the only one in our family eating food like that, is it?
Not fair?
Hey, Natalie, how about you take us to your uncle's restaurant next time? Ask him to squeeze in a reservation for us all, okay? His treat, of course.
What are you talking about?
It's no big deal. We're all family. We should eat together sometime.
I can't believe you're even suggesting that. That's more than crossing the line. That's just insane. Asking him to get reservations for your family is one thing, but asking him to treat you, you're out of your mind? I don't understand your train of thought. Why would you even think what you just asked was okay? Why would you even think what was okay? You just asked it. Especially after what you did to me today. And I know you did it deliberately. So don't even try to tell me it was my mistake. Is that what you think I'm here for? For you to make fun of and kick around for your own pleasure? And then to try to use me in an attempt to get thousands of dollars of free food from my uncle? And before you even try to deny it, if you didn't want to eat with me today, why did you invite me? Wait, don't even answer that. I know exactly why. You did it just to have everyone laugh at me and to make yourself feel better than someone else. As soon as I think you might be changing and you might start being nice to me, you go and do something like this. You love to see my reaction when you disappoint me, don't you? You do it just to kill time, don't you? Don't you?
Oh, is this your way of saying you want me to apologize for today? I'm sorry. There, I apologized. Are you happy? We can put this behind us now. It's all water under the bridge. Okay.
Water under the bridge, huh? That should be up to the victim to decide, not you.
What's your problem? What the heck do you want me to do then?
There's no getting through to you, is there? You make fun of me just because we don't have a lot of money. But at least I have some common sense, and I don't turn up my nose at others. There's not a trace of human decency in you.
What did you say to me? How dare you talk to me like that? I'm your mother-in-law.
What's your point? Oh, hold on. My uncle has something he wants to say to you. He said people like you aren't welcome at his restaurant, so don't bother coming. After that, Andre tried calling me a few times to yell at me. So my uncle answered my cell phone for me, and he told her exactly what he thought of her. She never tried calling me again after that. Although, from what I heard later, Andre was still in the French restaurant when she called me, and my uncle answered. My uncle was smart enough to step outside when the argument started getting heated. But Andre apparently wasn't that smart. She caused quite a big scene at the French restaurant, as all her other family members tried to get her to stop yelling. Not only was her entire party kicked out of the restaurant, they were also banned from ever coming back. Up until now, I had never told my husband about how his mother was treating me. But this time, I figured it was best if he knew what had happened. I called him to tell him the story and even sent him a copy of the chat history with his mom. He couldn't believe what he read, and he immediately called his mom from overseas. I guess it was a 3-hour phone call, and he was yelling at his mom for most of it, trying to get an explanation of why she had done all the things she had done to me. In the end, he told her never to speak to either of us again. I didn't know if he was really serious when he told me he was never speaking to his mom again. But when his project was finished and he came back from overseas, he put our house up for sale. He said he wanted us to move even further away from her and to make sure she didn't have our address either. My husband and I still go to my uncle's restaurant from time to time because he gives us family discounts. According to my uncle, my mother-in-law has never tried to book a reservation at his restaurant. He told me he was glad too, because he wasn't sure if he should turn them down if they did or charge them double if they came. Meanwhile, Jonah heard his mother couldn't stand the fact of being outdone by me. It sounded like she looked up a list of every fancy restaurant in the city and ate at as many as she could. I guess for her, eating at fine dining places was a way to project her superiority over others. Although she didn't think that through very well. She quickly burned through a very significant amount of her savings and started getting into huge fights with her husband over it. Sounds like they're really on the brink of divorce. Oh, well. I really hope she learned a valuable lesson in all of this. She wanted to eat expensive food to show she had money and show off. But in the end, spent all that money on the expensive food. Guess you could say she can't have her duck and eat it too.